This is unsettling. Fox News, mysterious hum rattles American city as residents report sleepless nights and rising fear. Residents of northeastern location demand action as disturbing sound plagues areas. A persistent low frequency hum has invaded the city of West Haven, Connecticut, according to many residents, leaving some shaken by an occurrence they're calling everything from mysterious to excruciating. Even their pets just stare and pace back and forth sometimes, local residents say. So I did some research. Now, this is the city on the coast of Long Island Sound. And some people believe the source of this mysterious hum is from local industry. They're demanding a resolution, and they've also got 140 signatures, and a group has convinced the city council to spend $16,000 so that they can hire a third-party acoustic firm. Very interesting. Also, in other news, New York Post, cell phone health risks are focus of new government study. Very concerned. Oh, no duh. It's about time. Like, how about cell phone towers next to nursing homes and daycares and schools? Big towers. Yeah, not a big fan. What I am a big fan of, though, is silver prices crossed $100 for the first time. Hello, Forbes, read all about it 4 hours ago. The price of silver stands at a record $100.10 per ounce. And in other news, Weather Prediction Center, about a dozen states, give or take a few, have emergency warnings in place for this allegedly historic ice storm that we're supposed to see. I'm in southern Colorado, and they keep changing the timeline of when we're supposed to see snow. I might be going up to Wolf Creek Pass later today in hopes of getting some of this epic blizzard that we're supposed to see so I can share it with you live at about 11,000 feet elevation in the mountains of southern Colorado. So let's get into it. Also, if you haven't already ordered yours, so not the hat, but inside of the hat here, this is a EMF blocking liner. And these will go, you can put these inside of any hat. You'll notice that there's two different colors here. There's like a copper and a silver fabric. Now, this copper and silver fabric, the reason we put these together is because they block different types of frequencies. They'll block the lower frequencies as well as the higher frequencies. Some people are worried about 5G. This will block high frequencies in the 5G spectrum as well. We've tested the products. We've got EMF, like these EMF monitors that will test EMF radiation, and these things work. So you can go to tinfoilcap.co, the original EMF protection from head to toe. Go to tinfoilcap.co and order yours today. Now, if you want to get the fixed liners, these fixed liners you just put inside of any hat that you have. And then we have Nephilim liners, which are a little bit bigger, which you can fold. And you can also use these Nephilim liners to put over other things that emit electromagnetic frequencies. I know people that put these Nephilim liners over all sorts of different smart electronics to block EMF radiation and smart appliances. I have a friend that lives in Arizona, and she gets bombarded with EMF radiation. She actually might even be targeted, she thinks, potentially. And I just sent her out about 10. I sent her out, I was thinking a dozen, but I sent her out 10 of these things. And she's made like a blanket to block herself from this EMF radiation that's just driving her crazy. So anyway, enough about that. Tinfoilcap.co, get yours. And Angela, hey, how the heck are you? Great to see you. We have a beautiful group of people in the chat, and really appreciate you leaving a comment on Rumble as well. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section if you would, please. If you're on Rumble, if you could leave a comment on our Rumble live stream, that helps us as well. Much appreciated. So thank you very much. Moving forward, Silas, Jacob, Christine, Mike, Heavens, Jarhead, Karen, good to see all of you. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let me pull up the first article here from Fox News. This is from Fox News. Okay, so this article says a mysterious hum is causing residents to feel stress. They can't sleep as good, that it's physically causing some of them to get sick. It's affecting their pets. Residents in West Haven, Connecticut, have been sounding the alarm about a persistent, unexplained, low-frequency humming noise that many say is affecting daily life, sleep quality, and even their physical well-being. The phenomenon, now the subject of petitions, city council hearings, and third-party investigations, is raising broader questions about modern infrastructure and its subtle effects on human health. West Haven, a coastal city of nearly 56,000 people on the Long Island Sound, has seen complaints about the hum for years, with some residents saying it occurs nightly and has grown more noticeable over time. Neighbors describe the sound as a deep rumble of vibration, something felt as much as heard, leading to sleepless nights, anxiety, stress, and same with their pets sometimes. Organized community action has pushed city leaders to commit approximately $16,000 towards hiring an independent acoustic firm to investigate. That firm is deploying multiple microphones throughout the city to collect data over a sustained period, with the goal of identifying the source of the sound and recommending a solution. While city officials are cautious about prematurely assigning blame, some residents suspect industrial or infrastructure sources. The underlying concerns echo similar reports of unexplained hums in communities around the world, phenomena often difficult to trace and sometimes linked to industrial equipment, mechanical systems, environmental conditions, and the new push for data centers, with these massive data centers being built close to suburbs and communities. I did some research. It took me 20 minutes of research, and I found several businesses that are listed as data centers in New Haven, Connecticut, and around New Haven, as well as ones to the east and to the west. So we're going to look at those on a map in a minute. Just north of West Haven lies New Haven. Just south of West Haven, lies New Haven, Connecticut, a major urban center anchored by institutions like Yale University and a diverse economy. Let's pull this up right now, actually. So if you type in New Haven Data Center in Google Maps, you'll see these are the different businesses that pull up. Now, not all of these are data centers, but a few of them are. Another website you may want to check out if you're interested in data centers is Data Center Map. So New Haven Data Centers, there's 4 businesses that pull up on this website. The first one down here is called the Lumen New Haven. The second one up here, which is north, is called ChimeNet Data Center. And then North Branford, just south, we've got the CVM and CloudSmart. So when we look at these, the first one that I pull up is Lumen Technologies Data Center. Here's the address, New Haven, Connecticut. Then the next one I found, CVM Data Center, located in Branford, Connecticut. And CloudSmart's Data Center, Branford, Connecticut. And then ChimeNet's Data Center, Wallingford, Connecticut, all approximately 14, within proximity of each other. And if you do some more research on these data centers, look at this. Hartford, a mega data center, would drive AI, deliver billions to Connecticut. Will politics and power worries doom it? Well, I sure think it could, especially when you look at how much fresh water these data centers require, how much electricity they require, how much it's going to raise the price for people's electric bills that could care less about these data centers. And now what about the physical side effects of data centers and being in proximity of these data centers? It doesn't look good. There's really not a whole lot of jobs that these provide. The tax benefits that are provided to these giant companies, they might employ 100 people at some of these massive data centers. And the water and electric power to keep them cool and powered is absolutely astronomical. In my opinion, a very bad idea long term. They need to figure out a way to make these data centers much more efficient. Now, in New Haven, Connecticut, it does feature a diverse industrial base centered on bioscience, healthcare, technology, and education. So we can't confirm if it's data centers creating this mystery hum that people are complaining about. but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. Let's go back to these data centers and talk a little bit more about it. Just south of West Haven lies New Haven, Connecticut, major urban center anchored by institutions like Yale University, diverse economy. The region's infrastructure includes industrial facilities, transportation corridors, power distribution systems, dense telecommunications networks that collectively support modern life. While none have been identified or definitively linked to the hum, their proximity and 24/7 operation have fueled speculation among residents and some local observers. New Haven's neighborhoods, such as Westville, illustrate the mix of urban, residential, and industrial spaces in close proximity, a dynamic that can amplify environmental concerns when unexplained sensations or sounds emerge. Let's go to this article for a minute from New York Post. Now, if we talk about a broader health discussion, like wireless technologies being under scrutiny, at the same time, the West Haven hum story is unfolding. Federal health authorities are turning their attention towards another modern health question: the potential impact of cell phone and wireless radiation on human health. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has launched a new study to assess whether electromagnetic radiation from cell phones and related technologies could pose health risks, particularly given the ubiquity of smartphones, Wi-Fi, and connected devices in daily life. HHS officials have removed outdated guidance from agency web pages and are seeking to fill gaps in scientific knowledge about modern exposure levels. And I want to talk about this for a minute because I've got a couple of different EMF detectors, and one of them that I have is very sensitive. And the book that I got with it, it was describing the guidelines for exposure to EMF radiation and what was considered safe and what was considered high levels. And most people, if they have a router in their house or they're living in an apartment or a condo, or there's cities now that actually have these grid networks where the smart appliances and smart devices and smart meters have this pulsing electromagnetic frequency system, which for those that are very sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies, people that I know even like personally have claimed to be, what's the right term to use? Tortured almost. Like they feel like they're being cooked. And they have to literally go out into nature away from as many electronic devices as possible to avoid the sensations that they feel when they're exposed to electromagnetic frequencies. Now, one thing you can do, and I would strongly recommend, especially if you feel like you're targeted or if you feel like you're getting sick from electromagnetic frequencies or whatever, you can actually buy measurement tools. You can buy devices, electronic devices that will tell you exactly how much radiation you're being exposed to, what the frequency levels are. You just need to look and make sure that the device that you purchase will actually measure the frequencies in the higher gigahertz ranges, because some technologies use gigahertz frequencies. I mean, some even use terahertz, but that's not nearly as common. So like the megahertz, the gigahertz frequencies, and a lot of people talk about an extremely low frequency that disturbs them, and those are like in the kilohertz ranges. So that's way low. And that's one of the reasons why with these liners, we've got the two different fabrics, because these block the low frequencies, the extremely low frequencies, as well as some of the extremely high frequencies. And some people are affected more by the low frequencies than they are the high frequencies. So I'm very glad to see that they're doing this, that they're researching the electromagnetic frequencies and the cell phones and the potential danger to exposure to electromagnetic frequencies. I'm really glad to see this. Kat, great to see you. How the heck are you? We've got Kat in the chat. Natalie's in. Sherry's in the chat. And if I missed your name, I apologize. Tree M says, Rex, I had to move because of the boom, boom, boom from the car music. Made me physically sick, shook me from the inside out. Oh, I remember the days when we would drive down State Street in the 1969 Lincoln, jet black, and would be on State Street, would be cruising down the street, you know, with the windows down, blasting the kicker subwoofers in the back, the 15-inch subwoofers, and would put up the bass music or some type of like rap music, like oh man, I'm showing my age, aren't I? Anyway, back before the internet, that's what people did. They would cruise down State Street and they would crank up their sound system. So, I mean, that's proof that you can have frequencies that you can fill, but you can't hear. Anything below 20 hertz, most people can't hear. That's below the hearing level. You can fill it, but you can't necessarily hear it. So I think that we definitely need to do more research with these frequencies, and good to see that Make America Healthy Again movement is looking into the EMFs and the ELFs. Good job. Keep up the great work, RFK Jr. You're doing a fantastic job. Now you just need to get rid of the pesticides out of the food supply. Get rid of the forever chemicals and the pesticides that they're spraying on fruits and vegetables that could be healthy until they get blasted with nasty pesticides. Anyway, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting, and please leave a comment on our Rumble page as well in the live chat. Halo, thanks for joining the chat here. Much appreciated, everybody. I will be okay. So this is the plan, Stan. This is the plan, man and whoa, man. Here in a little bit, depending on the weather, I might go up Wolf Creek Pass, because we're supposed to get some major blizzard, and it's at 11,000 feet elevation almost, you know, high elevation, southern Colorado, and we're going to attempt to live stream the blizzard. Now, this is obviously going to be dependent on the road conditions and if I can get a live stream, but please check back later here on YouTube as well as Rumble, and check us out on Patreon. Just sign up on Patreon. We have a ton of free content on Patreon as well, and long format interviews that go back like 10 years with some great guests. Be excellent to each other, everybody. I really appreciate you, and be the change the world needs to see. Nanner, nanner.